All right, we are kicking it off. We are so excited. I have literally watched everyone in this July group grow so much in the past month. And we're just so excited to see you guys come to the end of your first month. For some of you in this group, it is only like a couple of weeks, which is totally cool as well. But it's really exciting just to kind of see you get through that first little part, because this is the hardest part. Like, if you guys are still here on this call or watching the recording, like, massive kudos to you guys for still being here at this point. I think it's easy to get excited about stuff, and then once day 2 hits, day 3, day 4, day 7, day like 21, that's when you're like, okay, you're in it. And that's when I find it like makes or breaks people. And this is the really cool part, just about kind of seeing where you guys are at, because it's easy to quit. It's so easy to quit. Like, it's so easy when you get those first couple of messages, or when you're not getting all the like responses on your social media, or you feel like maybe you're still feeling a little shy and a little reserved and you're not really stepping into things. It's really easy to just be like, not for me. I'm not going to do this, and turn around and walk away. So kudos to you guys for being here, for wanting to take your business to the next level, and for showing up in this space. I think it's really important to recognize that you are doing that for you, and not for anyone else, but for you and your why. So I'm super pumped for that. Are you guys, drop in the chat what rank you are currently at. That would be amazing. Just so we can kind of see, and then I think we'll just kind of like guide things. Erin's trying to hop on here, so we'll give her a second too. But I think the ultimate thing to remember is that there is no race in this. There is no like, you have to be a certain rank, or you have to hit a certain SC, or you have to be a coach for so long in order to have a place to belong on this team. Like, that is not how we work at all. This is really about your business. And so the cool part about that is you can go at your own pace. Now, that being said, we're probably going to push you a little bit, and it's out of love, and it's really just because we want to get you guys out of your comfort zone. I fall into my comfort zone all the time, and I need a little push, a little shove, just to like
down. I'm always down. Call her out on her crap all the time.
He tries. I don't let him. But it's so important just to kind of identify, like, what do you want out of this business? And now that you are a couple of weeks in and you're getting your feet wet, I hope that you are starting to see a bigger vision of what this can provide for your life. And I hope that you are starting to feel like you are starting to make friendships on the team, or at least connect with people, and you're meeting new people and getting to know one another. And in that, I hope that you are able to kind of see that vision of, more than just income, more than just rank, that this is about connection between the team. And you literally are going to find some of your best friends on this team. You are going to find some of your greatest success partners. One of mine is sitting right here on this call, Shorty. And it was something that was like completely unexpected, but totally natural. And so I think it is important to know that this can bring so much more to your life than just an income. Like, it's more than just a side hustle. This is not just a side hustle. It is whatever you want it to be for you and your family, and the goals that you guys have for yourselves. So that being said, I'm really excited. We are coming in just over 2 years in the business, and it literally has changed everything for us. And I think I get most excited to see you guys in this group coming out of the training, because you start to see everything, and the questions start to get a little more intricate, and the brainstorming happens. And this is the fun side of strategizing out your business that like we kind of live for. Yeah. And I know there's so many people on this team that live for that too. So this is kind of where the fun begins, but this is also where the hard work begins. You've learned everything that you basically need to know. There's going to be things that happen from here on out that you don't know, or things that kind of come up in the business, and you're like, wait, I haven't encountered that, or that wasn't in the training. And you're going to go, okay, I have a couple of questions, and you're going to reach out. Like, I still ask questions all the time, but you know the basics. you know everything you need to know in order to grow something really incredible. So just understand that there's millions and millions and millions of hours of training that is available to you.
Yeah.
But we've condensed everything into what we think is the most important for you where you're at right now. Once you get to that next step, once we get you moving to that next level, there'll be additional training that's available, or videos we'll send you, or extra groups that you get to be a part of. But for right now, you know everything you need to know. Have confidence in that. Like, have extreme confidence in the fact that you are fully capable to be a coach. You are fully capable to plug them into a group. You're fully capable to send a share cart. You're fully capable to send a message to be like, hey, I want to help you. We have a really, really incredible community, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Like, 1000% you are capable of doing all the things that we've asked you to do up to this point. And now we're just going to keep doing them. And now we're going to do all of them, and we're probably just going to 10x them because you know how to do it. And once you know how to do something, you can start to get a little bit faster at it, and you can start to get the hang of it, and your comfort level and your confidence rises. And when you do that, you don't hesitate or procrastinate as much as what you normally do in the beginning. That is a big thing, and like totally cool if you've been there or you're experiencing that. I feel like you kind of experience that at all different stages and throughout, but know that it's totally normal. But I'm just really excited to kind of see you guys move into this next level of implementing everything that we've learned at a new speed, a new rate, and stop procrastinating as much to get it all done. Because you guys know what to do. And this is what we're going to do. It is literally the slight edge of continuing to do all of these things day in and day out. And then over time, you look back and you're like, wow, look at the foundation I just created for my business.
Yeah.
So we're super excited for you guys. If you guys, I'm just like, Shorty, you've got the chat, I feel like. So the most important thing for you guys is to goal set. And I want you to make sure that you are goal setting every single month and every single week. That will be the number one thing that really continues to drive you forward in the business. And if you are already an Emerald coach, your next goal is Diamond. And I think so often for like newer coaches, we hear all the time, I want to be Diamond by May 2021. And we're like, nope, you want to be Diamond by next month. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that is comfortable. So these are the types of things that we're going to push you in. But if you are not an Emerald coach, I literally want you to have that on your vision board, on a Post-it note, on your, like wherever you need to have it, whether it's a screensaver on your phone, whether it's the backdrop for your computer, whether it's pasted on your mirror. So it's the first thing you see in the morning. If you are not an Emerald coach yet, I want that to be the first goal that you have, and have it by the end of next week. Mm-hmm. Minimum. Like, we can do this tonight, you guys. We can totally have Emerald done tonight. But if that like freaks you out, which the goal should totally freak you out, I want you to have it done though, especially with the launch of MBF right now. This is a really perfect time to like have this done by Sunday, really, because we're starting on Monday with the group, right?
Yeah.
So,
and the great thing with that is that you guys are coming in at the best part, because we've never had a package like MBF's package with relation to everything that you get in it with the nutrition programs and stuff like that. I mean, before that, it was already at a great discount and it was already great product. Now they're just adding more value to it. It is perfect timing to get into this opportunity.
And if you are an Emerald coach, then you are going to set your goal to be a Diamond coach. And again, like Diamond by August, how many days are there in August? August 30th? Let's say August 30th. Diamond by the end of the month. Continually push every single month to go to that next rank and that next level. But yeah, Shorty wants to jump in.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
I'll answer. Do you mind if we answer that question in just a sec? Is it a question that we're answering?
Yeah, it's a question. So I was going to wait for you guys to finish and then we can.
Yeah, perfect. And then let's open it up and you guys can ask all your questions. Let's do that.
So you go ahead.
Okay, so if you're not Emerald, your goal is Emerald. If you are Emerald, your goal is Diamond. Mm-hmm. Write the goal down, and then I want you to send it to your PS coach. It's so important to communicate with your coach. We can't read your mind. We have no idea where you're at. And if that is not something that you want, that's totally okay. But that's kind of the natural progression. So we really want you guys to make sure that what does diamond mean? Let's get into diamond. That is something that you're going to learn. I want you guys to just know that this is kind of the natural progression and what we will tell you is your goal. But if you're like, no, that's not where I want to go, that's okay. But you have to communicate that back to either us or whoever your coach is. Okay. So write your goal out every month and communicate it with your coach because it holds you accountable. Just like we do with our clients. What program are you doing? What nutrition plan are you on? Okay, great. Like we have to have that communication. Exact same thing when it comes down to the business. We have to hold each other accountable. Okay, so that is the main thing that I want you guys to do is write out your goals. It could be rank, which means going emerald or going diamond. It could be income. Maybe you want to earn an extra $200. It could be Success Club. Maybe you just want to hit Success Club 5. Maybe you want to go for Success Club 10. Maybe it's a number of like, I just want to help 3 people this month, whether it's a challenge pack or Beachbody on Demand or whatever it is, you just want to help 3 people. Maybe it's that you want to open a free group and you want to have people welcomed into that free group and start building into your free group. Literally, there's no goal that is like the wrong answer. It's whatever you feel like you're comfortable with right now. Just communicate that out because now that's where we can really help to guide you to be like, here's the information you need to get to that next step. Otherwise, we're just going to throw a ton of stuff at you and you're going to be like, bah, like none of this means anything. And I don't know what to do with all this information right now because none of it really pertains to the thing that I'm going for right now in this business. So super, super clear about that. Make sure communication is key. Make sure you goal set and just know that you guys have literally all of us at your fingertips. So at any point in time, if you're just like, I don't even know what my goals should be, reach out to your PS coach and make sure that you are communicating that to them to be like, hey, I need to get on a goal setting call with you because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing next. Like, what does that look like for me? And they will give you goals. Diamond. Do you want to explain what diamond is?
Tara did in the chat, but yeah, I can quickly explain it. So diamond essentially is essentially having 4 coaches on your right leg, 4 coaches on your left leg, and one of those 4 coaches on each leg has to be emerald. So you essentially have 2 emeralds, 1 on each leg, and 4 coaches, so 8 coaches total is essentially diamond. So literally, if you're going emerald every week, it'll take you anywhere 4 to 5 weeks to go diamond. You're going emerald every week.
And if you have, this is where it gets really cool because if you signed up a spouse or a controlled account, you know, remember in the training when we were talking about having a spouse account or like your mom or your sister or your best friend or somebody that you're helping to kind of build the business with them, that's where you can place 2 coaches underneath them to create an emerald. So you almost control one of the emeralds on one of your legs. And that's what we were talking about in the training of like having this controlled account, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's because now you can create that emerald and you're essentially looking for one other working coach to make them emerald. Okay. So that's kind of like where you're going with this and how we start signing people up. But once you have 4 coaches on your left and 4 coaches on your right, make sure that you reach out to your PS coach to make sure that you are placing your coaches on the proper legs.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you need to place them under a controlled account for your next ones that are signing up if everyone's active. But again, that's case by case.
And just something to add to that too, if you get to a point where you have someone who's interested in running with the business, not just a discount coach, but actually wants to run the business, reach out to your personally sponsored coach to check on placement. Because if you have that controlled account, best case scenario would be to put that coach on the opposite leg. So now if they go emerald and your controlled account goes emerald, easier chance at going diamond.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever get stuck on where to place somebody, if your sponsor coach doesn't answer you, reach out to me because I will gladly check back office.
Okay. The chat is blowing up with questions. This is incredible. Let's answer some of these live because I think that it'll help to just like talk it through. I'm just going to scroll up to the top to make sure that we are like totally good here.
The first
Erin,
one was.
you want to answer Aaron's first one about? Yeah.
The VIPs. Okay. So VIP/discount coaches. So my team calls them VIP members. Maybe your PS coach calls it a discount coach. That's the same thing. So sometimes we have people who are using the products, and those people want to get the products next month. Your best case scenario for you and for them is if you enroll them as a VIP/discount coach. That passes the savings on to them of 25%, and you get yourself a coach to lead you towards your rank advancement. There are two different kind of schools of thought on this. When I first started, I would do it differently now than when I first started. When I first started and I was sitting in your shoes, I would enroll people with a challenge pack, and 3 weeks later I would message them and say, hey, your product is coming due. Do you want to cancel it? Do you want to renew it? And if they said, yeah, I want to renew it, then I'd say, okay, let's sign you up as a VIP member. And I'm going to pass the discount on to you. It's going to say coach. You're going to see digital office in your share cart. Don't worry about that. You don't have to actively coach. It's just because the business recognizes VIP members as coaches. So that's how I used to do it. I now am not scared in an initial conversation with somebody. Initially, it was fear. They were going to like shut me down right away. Now I will say to people when I'm getting their cart ready, and I'll tell you why I do this, which will hit your second question, Erin. I will say to people, okay, I need to know, we've decided on a challenge pack. I just need to know, what flavor do you want? Do you want vegan or plant-based, depending on what their option is? And I'm going to throw a VIP membership in there. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's going to save you 25% next month. It doesn't cost them anything. It's going to save them 25%. And when I message them in 3 weeks to say, hey, are your shipments coming due again? If they say to me, I don't want to get it again, I'll ask why. Like, was there an issue with it? You know, did you not like the flavor? Do you want to try something else? Because I know it works. So I want people on the products because I know they work. And if they're just adamant no, then I'll say, perfect, we can cancel that order and you can cancel your VIP membership, no skin off your back. The reason I do that is because it's so much more of a headache to sign them up afterwards as a coach, because you have to send them another share cart. They're going to pay $50. Maybe they're not getting another product or anything at that time. So they're going to pay that $50. They're going to be upset that they have to pay the $50. You're going to say, don't worry, I'm going to send you a reimbursement form. Oh, and then you have to look up when their challenge pack was purchased, because they're going to have to enter the date. Then you're going to have to wait until they complete their cart for the coaching, because you're going to need their coach ID number. So then, but they're not going to recognize the email that comes from Beachbody because they're not coaching. So you got to go into your back, like, see how complicated it is. I overcomplicated it for myself, and I gave myself 10 extra steps. So, you know, my fear cost me time, and my time is valuable. So now I just right off the hop, it's not any different. It's just saying, and people say, no, I don't want that VIP membership. Okay, no problem. Right? Don't add that in there. Okay. But I put it out there because it's going to save me time. It's going to save them time. It's going to save headaches. And it's the same thing anyway. So yeah, go ahead, Erin. Do you have a follow-up question to that? You're not, but I can't hear you. Just type it. Okay. So that's why I do it. So hopefully that, I don't know if Jared and Shalene have anything to add to that, but that's.
No, it's perfect. It's exactly what we do too. I try and sign everyone up as a VIP member off the get-go because, again, it just saves a ton of time for them and for yourself. And I always tell them in the messaging, you can cancel anytime, there's no penalties. And they're like, oh, okay. So it's just, and then it's not like an abrupt, like, why are you signing me up as a coach? And you're not being sneaky about it. Like, there's nothing that you're tricking them into. It literally is just full transparency right off the get-go. This is how I'm going to sign you up. This is what you get, the discount. You can cancel at any time. I reference it like a Costco membership. I'm like, it's a membership basically, so that you can get a discount off of purchasing. And then most people are like, okay, that makes sense. I talked to a lot of moms, so Costco makes sense.
Yeah, so and just to clarify the second part of your question there, Erin, so the initial fee, so when someone signs up as a coach, there's a $50 fee to sign up. When you buy a challenge pack, that $50 fee is waived. That's what Tara is meaning when it's free. It's not costing them anything because it's included in the challenge pack. every month after that, there'll be the $20 fee in order for them to maintain their discount, which is what Shalene was talking about, the Costco membership. And I use that all the time, and people go, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. No problem.
There's a graphic too floating around. We'll share it in the chat so you guys can see it. And I'll send this often to people when they're just like, but I'm paying a monthly fee, so how does that save me money? If you're buying Shakeology, it's $155 regular price. If you get it as a coach price, I'm using Canadian pricing here, use it as a coach price, it is $106. $116. Adding on the $19.95 per month, you're still only at like 136 and change, I think it comes to. Like it's still less than the 155 that you would be paying if you were just a retail client, like a normal client. So that's kind of how we share it. But there is a graphic that breaks it down by its Canadian, US, and UK pricing. So depending on what country they live in, you can show them the savings. And that $20 savings per month is like, it adds up over the course of the year. So it's like really cool to see.
$230 a year or something like that.
Yeah, it's really perfect. Thanks, Shreddy. So yeah, I think that, and these are all really great questions. I'm just going to scroll up. Josie, you asked a question about why do I need BOD? How do you answer this question? Why do I need BOD? I use Fitness Blender or Pop Sugar Fitness. So are these, I don't even know, Fitness Blender and Pop Sugar, are they free?
Yeah, those are free. Okay. Those are free workout things. Like, oh, I'll use YouTube or.
Okay. So I love this one because that used to be me. And I didn't get results. So I share from my experience. I share from like, totally get you. I used to search all the Fitness Marshall videos, all the Zumba videos. I used to like search them all. One, it took me so much time just to find a workout that I actually liked. And I didn't have a structured program. I was randomly doing things. I'm not a fitness trainer. I'm not a fitness professional. I have no idea what body parts I'm supposed to be working during the month and now, or like during the week. And now I have that. And now I've seen results because I actually have a program that has been designed specifically to get you those results. And I think for me, I always pull on that, of the fact that I have a structured calendar. I'm not wasting time with YouTube videos. It is made by a professional trainer, and you have that structure that is designed specifically to get you results. With YouTube, you don't have that. The other thing is that really start to play up the value of the challenge group. Mm-hmm. I think often we kind of get in our heads a little bit about like, I don't know why workouts on a Netflix platform is worth $120. And we just kind of were like, okay, bye. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm scared. But it's so much more than that. It's the Fixate cooking show. They have that. It's the Shakeology channel. It's the hundreds of recipes that they have available to them. It's the Beachbody blog. Mm-hmm. It's the community that you're going to plug them into that's going to keep them inspired and motivated, because motivation is like unicorns. It doesn't exist. You need someone to hold you accountable. And that piece, when I start like taking it away from like, sure, you can get workouts wherever you want. People can literally go anywhere to get a workout in. But are you getting the results that you need? And are you supported by people who are trying to achieve the same results that you are to help you succeed? Because if you surround yourself with the people who are trying to reach for the same goal that you are, you're so much more likely to hit that goal than when you're surrounding yourself with people who don't care about the goal that you're going for. Yeah. So that one for me is what I speak to a lot, and I will voice note that. Like, they need to hear my passion behind speaking that instead of just like writing that out. But that's kind of what I speak to. Shorty, do you have anything else on that? I feel like we're kind of the same on that one.
And there's a lot of proof. There's a lot of proof to the product too. I mean, with like, even just in our downline, like the amount of before and afters that are on the team pages that the coaches are running here are like, take advantage of that and use those, because I strongly believe too that sure, you can go out and use free apps, but a lot of times people don't get a lot of results with that because they don't have skin in the game. And I mean, really, for $120 for the whole year, it's not a lot of skin, but it's enough to help keep someone a little bit accountable.
Mm-hmm. Value yourself. You're worth it. You're so worth it. You're worth more than that. Like they should be paying you $50 a month just to have you as their coach. So know that. What were you gonna say, Shorty?
No, that's all. I was just going to go to the next question because that's what I do.
Yeah, no, perfect. Erin, can you
It was Aaron's. Yeah.
explain about the spouse idea?
Yeah.
My husband is in coaching. Go ahead, Shorty.
Yeah, when Dave signed up, he wasn't either. And he was because Dave has, I swear, undiagnosed ADHD. Sticks with something for a week and then's like, yeah, I'm bored. And then moves on. So he doesn't either have any desire in working the business. So here's the benefit of having Dave, and I'm going to use my experience. I first signed him up because I was told to, and it was like, you got to sign your husband. I'm like, okay. So I signed him and he just sat there, and they were like, don't worry, you'll see the benefit. Like he was like a placeholder, because when you're adding people to your legs, sorry, my dog is a little crazy. You want the people, your family members, the people you want to help the most, up on top of your Lexus. Okay, up on top of your pyramid. There's somebody walking by is the problem. You want them up at the top of your pyramid to hold that place, because you're creating volume, and the higher they are up there, the more volume they're going to have in their business, right? So Dave is up there. He's collecting volume. I don't know why, but he's there because I don't know anything. I just started coaching. And then I went Emerald, and I had the ability to cycle bonus. Because he was on my controlled side, he's now working the business. Because he was on my controlled side, once I became Emerald, I had the ability to push volume through his account. So in other words, I would sell challenge packs under my own account. And if someone just wanted a 1-year Beachbody On Demand membership, I would run that through Dave's account. I'm still getting the commission. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm still getting the commission. And Lexus, come here. Okay, here we go. Here, she's going to sit with me now. Okay. I'm still getting the commission because I'm running it through his account, but I've created volume on his side, which is going to, and then there's a whole lesson on volume. I won't go into here, but it's going to create volume on his side, which is going to allow me to cycle bonus. So sometimes with purchases that people are making, I am earning the commission through Dave's account, and I'm also cycle bonusing. So I'm earning double, bringing double the income into my home off of one membership. That's why it benefits you. And it doesn't happen right away. But once I figured that out, once I built my business enough, once I went all in and was like, okay, I really am going to really try to work this business, and I figured out that I could run people through his account, my income more than doubled in 1 month because I figured it out. Well, I didn't figure it out. I was on a call and I was taught. But that's the benefit. Dave has not, he worked his account for maybe 2 weeks and then he was done. So I've been working his account as if it's mine. It's not any more work because I would be enrolling that person anyway. So it's not added work, but it's added income into my family. And that's kind of
adding on to that. You have the personal benefit of when you sign someone up, it builds your volume under those 2 accounts. But now think of if you sign up a Rockstar coach. When you sign up a Rockstar coach and they go underneath your husband's account or your mom's account or your sister's account, this coach that builds volume, you guys, we earn 2 ways in this business, right? So in the training, you were taught there was 2 ways to earn. The first way is the retail sale, which is a lot of what Shorty was talking about, of like that you sell a Beachbody On Demand, you earn $40 commission. The second way is the team cycle bonus. This is where it impacts you having that spouse account. Because now if you have a coach that is like blowing up their business and building a ton of volume underneath your spouse's account, it counts for both of your accounts. So you have this coach building volume now on your account and your spouse account. And that volume is when you become an Emerald coach, you can team cycle and you can actually tap into some of this. As a newer coach, it's going to be like maybe an extra $14 to $28 a month. It's not going to be like massive. But after 2 years of coaching, 95% of our income right now comes from team cycle bonuses. And we would be missing out on thousands of dollars had we not signed up. a spouse account. It does add up quite a bit over time. If you're just looking at the like, oh, it's just $10 off one person, or it's $10 here and there off your own, it's really when you start to build a team that you start to see that volume really compounding. And that's where it makes a massive, massive difference. Like, I'm literally talking it will be thousands of dollars that is like basically being left on the table if you don't have that spouse account. If you aren't married or you don't have a boyfriend, you aren't with anybody, why not help your parents out? Why not help your sister out? Like, why not have that account? They don't have to do a whole lot, as long as they have to be aware of the account. They have to know what you're doing on the account. But why not? Why not have this account that you can help to build and create that income? We have Jared's account, my account, both my parents are signed up. My niece is signed up. My sister's signed up. Like we have our whole family, because and best believe when my kids turn 18, they're all being enrolled as coaches, because I want to be able to help them. This is a retirement fund for my parents. I'm literally building their retirement for them. And the fact that I can do that without taking money out of my pocket feels really, really good that I can be able to do that. Especially when my mom just got a call last week that she lost her job at 57 years old. And she's like, well, now what the heck am I going to do? And I'm like, Mom, I got you. And it's those things, like, that's where this business really you just start to go like, I could never have done that. I could never have done that if I was in a different position or if I was with my other job. I literally couldn't have done that. So you have so many possibilities. We could go on like a wild tangent on that one, but super cool to be able to help people who you really care about to have an account set up and to have them set up near the top of your business, which basically just means signing them up as soon as possible, because we're constantly adding coaches into your organizations. So, Megan, hold on. Was there a question about anything that I just said? Yes, they get to pay weekly as well. Yeah, as long as they are active. So they have to be an active coach with 50 PV, and they will get paid weekly as well. I normally get them set up with the challenge pack though, because I'm like, hey, you might as well get the fitness. You might as well get the products. Like, take care of yourself on this journey as well. Like, let's get healthy together, and I'll help with the business side of things. Okay, Megan, you had a really good question up here. I'm just going to scroll. You have no idea how to even start the conversation or close a sale. I have people ask me about the program, and I give them the info they need, send carts, add them to the free groups, and then never hear from them again. Even if I message them, I'm finding it super hard and very discouraging. Totally get you. I would feel very discouraged as well if I was constantly sending things to people and they were never actually joining me. And I think what's really important here is if I could get into your inbox with you, that would be phenomenal. So if you could literally screenshot messages to me and send them to me, I can help you work through them case by case, because I think that there's power in just really seeing the different objections and kind of what's happening and how you're responding. Because sometimes it's just a little tweak of our words, or sometimes it's just being a little bit more confident in the way that we're showing up and how we're speaking about things to be able to just like shift them. Oftentimes we give them the out really quick. And oftentimes they're like, no, I'm not interested. We're like, okay. And then that's it. So I think it really comes down to the conversations that you're having. I love the fact that you are talking to people though. Like, this is massive. I get 101 no's every single month. So it's not different. Know that like we all get no all the time. I've literally had people following me for 2 years that have just signed up now because they just aren't ready to invest in themselves. They are not ready to invest in their own health and wellness journey. That is a really big one. But the fact that you have Cento share cards, you have a free group that you're putting them into, and you are having these conversations is like everything. It literally is just kind of finding out your wording in the conversations. So if you can send them to me, I'd be really happy to like help you through some of that. But I think it's seeing what are the objections and how are you handling those objections. It usually comes down to that. The other side of it is taking those objections that you're getting and start speaking to them on social media. Like, anytime I get an objection in my inbox, I'm like on my stories. It's like, I'm not calling the person out for the objection, but if someone is telling me it's too expensive, I'm immediately in my stories either the next day or that day, and I'm talking about how great of an investment this has been in my life and how much I'm so happy that I invested into my own health and wellness journey, because I feel so much better as a mom. I feel so much better just with myself. I have more confidence. Like, I immediately speak to it. So speak to it in your posts, speak to it in your stories. That's one thing. So any objections that you're getting, start to speak to those, especially if they're very repetitive. It means that you aren't speaking about it very much because these people are watching. Everyone's watching, like literally everyone's watching. So just know that, speak to those like all the time, because not everyone catches every story. Not everyone catches every post. So you just have to keep repeating it over and over and over again, and maybe just spin it a little bit differently, or wear your hair up one day and they'll be like, wait, who is this person? I don't even know what she looks like. So I totally feel you, Megan. I think that being discouraged is not like, I feel we've all been there. We've all felt discouraged at some point in the business. I feel like I've probably wanted to quit about 80,000 times over again. But it's a matter of how are you going to work through
in the first
what's
little
happening. Bit. Oh yeah. Now
in the first little bit. Now
you guys are not getting rid of me. But it's how are you going to work through some of this roadblock? It feels like a roadblock that you kind of hit. So let's identify that. And then maybe even, I don't even know what your challenge groups look like. So maybe let's talk about your challenge groups, because I find often I did better when I did my own challenge group. I don't know why, but I really felt like I had ownership over my space. I knew what I could count on. I knew what was going to be in there. I could like create the vibe and the energy in that accountability group. And it felt more comfortable to me to be able to invite to a space that was mine. And so we tell you guys to invite into our challenge groups for the first couple of months. So do that. But if you've been doing this for a couple of months and you feel like it's just not there, or like I'm not showing up in that group as much as I want to, so I really don't feel confident in it, and maybe it's you're kind of like holding back on things, then maybe it's time to start your own group. I really think within the first 6 months of the business, you are to the point where you start your own challenge group, and you start creating that community and that vibe that is yours. There's a ton of power in that. Angie Belmar did a video from Summit. She talked about that. Go watch that. It is in the Summit unit section of the team page. It was really great. I loved that one. Shorty, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was just going to type it. I'm a go big or go home kind of person. So I started my own challenge group right away, and it was not overly complicated. I did one post a day. Like, I've kind of learned and grown through it. I think what, just to piggyback on what Shalene said, your vibe is huge in this business, because there are over 400,000 Beachbody coaches. So if you're able to find your vibe within your space, that's going to come across in your messaging, and that's what's going to resonate with people. Otherwise, you're going to, and I did it, but you're going to tend to take on the vibe of your coach. And that might not be your vibe. It's like when you go to a different country and you take on, or a different province, or like you take on their accent and like you start to talk like them. That's what happens, is you're going to start to talk like your coach.
Bring me to the South and I'm, hey, y'all, all day long.
Yeah. But maybe that's, but maybe that's not entirely you. You probably have similarities with your coach, but if you have your own vibe in your space, that's going to come across in your messaging, and people are going to be able to resonate a lot more with that and with who you are. And you're going to develop that confidence, and confidence is huge. Being able to speak with confidence, being able to invite with confidence is huge, huge, huge.
I love this. And Erin, you made a really great point where you said you could do your own challenge group. I'm confident in that. You have your own vibe, and you just feel like you don't have very many people yet. So one, you don't need very many people to start a group. Like 5 people, you got enough people. Go and start the group. 1 person, you have enough people. Hold that person super accountable. Get them results. They will share it with a friend. You're going to find other people along the way. So don't think it has to be a certain number. There's no like magic number of what needs to be in a group. It's you're going to bring it for whoever's in there, and you're going to change lives for whoever's in there. The other thing that I like about smaller groups is like I could fumble in that group. Like I could like, it was okay if I messed up a little bit because there was only 5 people in the group. And I was like, I don't want to go live this. So I don't want to puke everywhere. Like, I don't want to do this. But I could because I was like, no, it's only 5 people. Now the challenge group is up over 200 people. And I'm like, dang, if I tried to go in with 200 people when I was first starting as a coach, like, hello, that would have been so much harder than showing up for 5 people. And I think sometimes we think it's the other way around. We're like, well, we can't do it until we have 50, 100 people. Start small. It feels so much easier when you start small, and then you really just start to build on that. So know that. The other part is social media. We really need to grow your audience. So this is going to be true for everyone as a new coach. Growing your audience on Instagram and Facebook is like, it's imperative that you do this daily and you don't overthink it. My process, and I don't think 10% of the team does this because everyone feels like it's super icky and they're like, oh, how do you do that? Literally, I have grown my Facebook friends list from 300 to almost maxing out at 5,000 in 2 years. And I've done that by adding 10 to 20 friends every single day. Do I know them? Nope. I go through my family and my friends' lists. I pull them up on Facebook and I just add. I'm like, cute profile picture, add. You have a family, add. Small kids in the profile, you're a mom, add. Newlyweds, because you're in a wedding dress, add. I'll get 1 or 2 people who are like, do I know you? I'm like, nope, I don't know you either, but you came up as a suggested friend. You also have the suggested friends that come up. Add those people. You came up as a suggested friend, so I thought I'd add you in. Most of the time, they're like, oh, cool. And then immediately you're like, hey, I see that we have these 3 people as mutual friends, because you can see who the mutual friends are, right? We've got these mutual connections. Try and find the connection. Build that connective tissue between you and this new person. Like, what do you do? Where are you from? Cool. Love meeting new friends. Like, just start talking to them to see if they're your people. And if they are, love on their posts, like on their posts, comment on stuff, get in their DMs, start to build that relationship with them. That's one way that I do things on Facebook. The other way that I do things on Facebook is I go into mom groups and I share value. So my free group that I'll do, I'll share it in the mom group, or I share recipes, depends on what your jam is. You can share, I don't share the free workouts because then everyone can see it's like Beachbody stuff, and sometimes people get kind of weird about MLMs and mom groups. So many rules on Facebook, I swear. So I share like the recipes, I'll do that kind of stuff. But ultimately it's like, just start adding friends in the mom group. Hey, I saw you're a part of the mom tribe. I love your comment the other day. Start a conversation. Just super natural, like be yourself. On Instagram, my account has grown from 400 followers to over 7,000 followers in 2 years. I've done that by adding followers. I go and I follow people. I literally just, I don't even know how many people I follow a day. I don't keep track of it, but I will go in basically anytime I pick up my phone. You can follow and unfollow. This counts as the same action. If you hit follow or you hit unfollow, you can do 50 of those an hour. If you do more than that, you will get blocked by Instagram. So I try to keep it to like 20 is like my magic number, because naturally I'll have other people that I kind of follow and unfollow afterwards, but keep it to about 20. Every time you go pee, go follow 20 people. Like, just make it super simple. It is not something that you have to like overcomplicate. I go into an account that I love is Cat and Nat. It is a mom group. They have like hundreds of thousands of followers. The Birth Papaya, love her. And she has over 1 million followers. Like, scroll through and just add 20 people. I find an account that I can add people into, and some of them follow you back and some of them don't. Mm-hmm. But it's just a numbers game. Like, don't overthink it and don't make it a big process, because when I made it a big process, it was taking me like 2 hours a day to find like 1 follower. And I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm not here for that. And I'm literally just trying to like find my people. So I find the account that I feel like we probably have things in common, like a mom account, or if you're like really into country music, or maybe you're like really into a sports team, or you're really into, I don't know, a cool event that happens in your town every single year. Just go to those places on Instagram and just follow people and just start building it that way.
Just make sure there's that connection.
I just follow, and then if there's the connection.
I meant the connection with the account, because then that person's gonna be following generally people that jive with you.
And if you start in your feed, like if you're following somebody and you're like, whoa, nope, not my person, there's the unfollow button.
Yeah.
And you just unfollow them. And I don't overcomplicate it. That's literally how I built it. And now I have all these people who I can watch their stories, I can like their posts, I can comment on their stuff, I can slide into their DMs, I can hope that they return the what I'm doing on their account to my account, so then I can invite them. And that's kind of my process. And I've met some really cool people that I never would have met if I was just waiting for everyone to come to me. So really just get out of your comfort zone, especially in the beginning. It really is just about like adding those people in to your account literally daily. Facebook and Instagram if you're using both, or one platform. If you prefer one over the other, it's totally cool. Like if you're more of a Facebook person than Instagram, stick with what you know and what you love. Totally cool. Oh, yes, Erin, your blog. I forgot about that. Totally will help. Share that blog in like a ton of Facebook groups too, because that'll help to like tie and connect all the dots, right? A blog is almost like having a free group. It's a really great way. Hence why I'm starting a podcast. It's a really great way to like add free value into what you're doing, right? So yeah, I love that. That's great. Does anyone else have any questions? We've got like 5 minutes. Yeah, Marley, you have a question?
About signing people up underneath your name. I don't have a spouse or a boyfriend, but I have a friend that I'm doing what Trish did to me.
Yeah.
If I put people underneath her, will I get the same income as if I would get it if I put her under me, like the other people?
No. So when you initially sign somebody up, whoever they sign with gets the commission off the initial order.
Okay.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. I don't put everyone through the controlled account. It's just for like rank advancing, really. So if you need 2 coaches under your friend to make an emerald coach, so it helps you go diamond, then I would do it.
Okay.
Because for me, that's worth, the rank advance is worth the $80 that I'm not going to get, but I'm also going to get volume. So remember, there's a volume.
Yes.
And in the beginning, in the beginning, you'll for sure see like a big difference. But after a little while, when you start building your team, you won't notice the difference as much.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else with a question? These are great questions tonight. Marie, how you doing over there? She's like, no, don't call on me.
I'm just processing and like trying to like figure this all out still, right? So, but yeah, so, and apparently go for diamond next.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it. By the end of August. Yes, she's in. I love it. You guys, I always set goals, and I just set them so that I like kind of want to throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's when I know I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good goal. If I'm like, oh, I want to be a 2-star diamond by, I don't know, December of 2022. I'm like, no, I can do that. Like, I'm capable of that. You have to set the goal that you feel like you're not capable of, because we're going to pour so much belief into you that we're going to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And those are the goals that are like, those are the ones that you feel good about too.
And once things start to click, this isn't as scary as everyone makes it out to be. This is actually an incredible business that's a lot of fun, and it's not hard. People look at it as hard, but once you figure it out, and it's a little bit of a learning curve in the first little bit, but once you figure it out, it's all downhill from there.
It's just a matter of being consistent with the activities. Your consistency over time is what's going to drive your success. So super excited for you guys. Anybody with last minute question? No, we're good. I love it. Okay, that was a lot of information tonight, but it was so good. If you guys have more questions like this, you can totally pop them in the chat. If at any point yes, I love it, Erin. If at any point you are like, I feel like I need a call because I just have too many questions, I encourage you to reach out to your PS coach. But I also encourage you to like pop it in the chat of like, what is it that you want to talk about? Don't just ask for the call. Really ask and say, these are the things that I am struggling with, or these are the things that I would like to level up in. How do I do this? Like, how do I get to that next step? And communicate that out. But do that in the chat too, because sometimes we can do it in a group setting and then we get to bounce ideas off of each other instead of just the one-on-one. And it's even more powerful because we get to hear other people's, how they process it in their brain. And then they're like, oh, yes, I have a question on that. And then it totally helps everyone out. Okay, Josie, bye.
On that note, the August chat will stay open. So just know that like you might be added to your own personally sponsored coaches chat, but we'll keep that August chat available for you guys to continue to connect with each other. So Shalene and I won't be as active in that group with lessons and stuff, or in that chat, but it'll stay there for you guys to ask questions in there if you want. So just so you know that.
The July chat. Yeah.
July.
And if you, so next step is that you'll stay in that chat. You might get added to another chat based on what your PS coach has for their team if you haven't been added already. And we are kickstarting August training. So if you feel like you need to go through this training again, you're totally welcome to, and you can get added to the August chat. So just drop it. We'll ask you guys to in the July chat who wants to go into the August one, and it will be run very similar to what happened at the beginning of the month, and we'll run you through that 2 weeks of training, and then again 2 weeks of support, a graduate call, and then we start with September group. So if you want to be in that group, you're totally welcome to. We're not like trying to rush you out anywhere. If you need more time on any of the training, you can totally take it, but I know you guys are fully capable to be able to implement everything that you've learned so far, and we're so excited to see you guys all hit diamond soon. Yeah. Thanks for jumping on, you guys. We'll see you on the team call in 6 minutes. Bye.